Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the FCS Football Channel. And it's the Champions League draw, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Champions League draw. It's quite big. Obviously, it's that time of year where the Club European tournaments draws start to happen. Today's is the Champions League, and for once, unlike last year, United are in it. United are in the Champions League. So we get to do the draw and hope Manchester United come out. Now, the teams that are in it are thus. So, in somewhat alphabetical order, we've got AC Milan from Italy, Antwerp from Belgium, Arsenal, obviously England, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Benfica, Borussia Dortmund, Braga, Celtic, Copenhagen, FC Porto, Feyenoord, Galatasaray, Internazionale or Inter Milan, Lazio, Manchester City, Manchester United, Napoli, Newcastle, of course. I forget Newcastle's in it all the time, but Newcastle are in there. Paris Saint-Germain, PSV Eindhoven, RB Leipzig, RC Lens, Real Madrid, Real Sociedad, Red Star Belgrade, RB Salzburg, I believe they're now just called FC Salzburg, Sevilla, Shakhtar Donetsk, Union Berlin, and Young Boys. Now, of course, the last time Manchester United were in the Champions League was 2 years ago. And in that draw, we did get Young Boys. We got... Who else did we get? I can't think who else we got. We got Young Boys. We got Villarreal. And Atalanta, wasn't it? That was quite generally. We got nice with the getting the Europa League winner instead of a league champion, which was nice. Atalanta was, I think, one of the harder teams you could probably get from Pot C, because we were Pot B, and Young Boys in Pot D. I mean, no team's particularly hard in Pot D, but in the pots this year are quite interesting. Obviously, Newcastle, despite being from the Premier League, a very good side in the Premier League as well, guessing fourth, of course, they actually go into Pot D because obviously how the pots work. Pot A is for the champions. So if you won the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, Liga, you won the Europa League, and somewhat the other league. So Feyenoord, they get in there because they won Eredivisie. That makes up Pot A, and then Pot B to D is worked out by your kind of history in the competition. Despite the fact Newcastle are a very good side in the Premier League, they haven't been. I believe this is their first time in the Champions League, at least for 20 years or so. So they really have no history in this competition, which means they go straight into Pot D. Fortunately for United, and I suppose the other English teams as well, in the group stage, you cannot match with someone from the same country or coefficient as you. So Manchester United cannot face Newcastle, or Arsenal or Man City can't face Newcastle, which means whatever team we get in, whatever team from Pot D we get will be one of the easier ones, which is fantastic. Now the pots are as follows. So in Pot 1, you got Man City, you got Sevilla as the current Europa League holders. You got Barcelona, you got Napoli, you got Bayern Munich, you got PSG, you got Benfica, and you got Feyenoord. So Manchester City as the English champions, as well as being the Champions League holders, they go to Pot 1, as do Sevilla as Europa League winners. Barcelona, Napoli, Bayern Munich, and PSG make up the remaining slots. And because Manchester City won the Champions League as well as the Premier League, they go, well, and one of the spots that would have went to either or goes to Benfica, goes to Feyenoord, and obviously Benfica, they won the Portuguese league, so they go in. And that's kind of ranked on their league standings in the UEFA league ranking. So Premier League is one. So then I believe it's Barcelona, La Liga, then Serie A, then Bundesliga, then then Liga, then Portugal, then the Eredivisie. So as Champions League winners, if let's say Man City won the Premier League and Real Madrid or Inter Milan, we'll say Inter Milan won the Champions League, then Feyenoord would not be in pot one. So that is pot one. Pot two is where we find Manchester United. So it's Real Madrid, it's Manchester United, it's Inter Milan, it's Borussia Dortmund, it's Atletico Madrid, it's RB Leipzig, it's Porto, and it's Arsenal. Then in pot three, we have Shakhtar Donetsk, we have FC Salzburg, we have AC Milan, we have Braga, we have PSV Eindhoven, we've got Lazio, we've got Red Star Belgrade, or however you pronounce that in Serbian. You then have Copenhagen. And then in pot four, we have Young Boys, Real Sociedad, Galatasaray, Celtic, Newcastle, Union Berlin, Antwerp, and Lens. So, as a Manchester United fan, from pot one, you're hoping for Feyenoord, didn't you? Really, you're hoping for Feyenoord. We'll do the draw. You're hoping for Feyenoord in pot one. Obviously, pot two would then be Manchester United. So as it goes, that would be a great start to the draw. After United in pot three, I think you're looking at Red Star Belgrade. As well as obviously being one of the easier teams in the draw. Like you say you don't want a Shakhtar. I wouldn't say you want a Shakhtar. Salzburg, maybe. You definitely don't want a Milan. You don't want a Lazio. I would say Red Star, great atmosphere. The away day for that would be incredible. And as I said, probably one of the easier teams in pot three. And you look at pot four, you're looking at Antwerp, aren't you? I believe this is their maiden Champions League campaign. So that's who you want. Obviously, again, we can't get Newcastle in pot four, so we're all right with that. Galatasaray going over to Turkey has always traditionally been a hard fixture for me. I feel just the atmosphere, the occasion, going over to Turkey, it's a difficult place to go for me. So you don't really want a Galatasaray. I will take a Celtic. Go smash them. You definitely don't want a Sociedad. Very good side, as United saw in the Europa League last year. Union Berlin. I'm not quite sure how good they will be. Obviously did very well in the Bundesliga. Again, believe it's their first ever Champions League campaign. And Lens, again, I believe it's their first Champions League campaign. How good they are, who knows? The French league can be very unpredictable at times. So, we'll have to wait and find out. So, fake group, yes. It would be my ideal group. Now, the draw has not started yet. Now, I imagine the draw will start about past. Yeah, it'll be about past. Which is a bit annoying. Don't say it will start at 5 and then start at 5:30. I know why they do it. It is just a bit annoying though, isn't it? But obviously, if you are watching, please do hit that like button below. Subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. as we kind of wait for the groups, the what's it called to start? I get where's my big screen? Oh, we big. There we go. Are you going to show the stream? What do you mean show the stream? I can't. Obviously, I can't show you the broadcast. No, but obviously, I'll tell you what's happening, and we have the lovely graphics here. So let's say first team pops out of is Lazio. Lazio will appear. So I can't show you the live picking up the balls, but I can obviously tell you what's happening, and on screen I can show you as well via these graphics that I slaved away making. But they're all quite nice. It does enough, doesn't it? It's enough. Again, so let me go back to. We'll just sit over in the full screen for now. Hold on. Bye. We're in the watch long. Over here. Yeah, that just looks a bit nicer. When's it going to start? Well, it is kind of now up to UEFA. They say it's going to start at 5. It's obviously about 5:15. Not started yet. We imagine it will be at about 10:30, 5:30. Sorry. That's kind of what usually happens. I imagine. Will they give out the UEFA awards? So we've got manager, which is meant to be going to Pep. You have men's player, which is either Messi, De Bruyne, or Haaland, and apparently Haaland's going to win it. You'll then have the ladies' awards. You'll probably have goalkeeper as well, which you imagine probably Alisson. We'll find out. Hold on. So yeah, they'll do the awards. They're just showing Manchester City's journey to the Champions League final, and of course, then them winning it. So yes, they will do the awards. So there is men's player, men's coach of the year, and women's player, women's coach of the year. So, who are the nominees? So as I said, so the men's player of the year, it's De Bruyne, Messi, and Erling Haaland. They are the 3 nominees. Erling Haaland will likely win it. The shortlist: at 4th was Ilkay Gundogan, 5th was Rodri, 6th was Mbappe, 7th was Luka Modric. Number 9 was Declan Rice. Ninth was Declan Rice, McAllister, and Jesus. No, sorry, 14th was. I'm not even sure what's going on with that shortlist actually. So the UEFA Women's Player of the Year nominations are Anita Bonmati from Barcelona and Spain, Olag Carmona from Real Madrid and Spain, and Sam Kerr, which is of course Chelsea and Australia. We get managers? No, we're not going to be told the managers. And we don't know the managers. Vinny Jr. isn't. Where was he? He must have been on the shortlist somewhere. No. Apparently, according to this list that I found on Sporting News, so how right that is, I don't know. But apparently Vinicius Jr. was below Jesus Navas. Who was 11th. In what world? Jesus Navas got 6 votes. Or 6 points. In what world has Vinicius Jr. not got 6 points or 6 votes? For comparison, Declan Rice has got 14. If you're a Real, I don't know how these are voted, but I assume players get a vote. How has Real Madrid allowed Jesus Navas to get more than Vinicius Jr.? I find that mental. I really, really do. So I imagine we are about 15 minutes away from the draw. You got Joe Cole and Eric Abidal on stage. Obviously, Eric Abidal, a fantastic left back for Barcelona, was part of that 2011 and 10 squad. Sorry, 2009 and 11 squad that won the Champions League for Barcelona against my Manchester United. Little bit annoying. And Joe Cole famously not won the Champions League. I don't know why he's there. I believe he was at Lille when Chelsea won it. Oh, hold on. They're behind the balls. They're behind the balls. We could be on our way. Hold on. Here comes somebody. Oh, here he is. Ceferin. Is that his name? Ceferin. Not Ceferin. Giorgino Marchetti. We've all seen this bloke before. We've all seen this bloke before. They're building it up. They're building it up. Of course, this year's Champions League final will be played at Wembley. And this will be the last Champions League in the current format. Next year, it goes to that big league table. Not quite sure how that works, really. I'm not looking forward to it as well. I'm a big, if it's not broke, don't fix it type of guy. And the current Champions League format for me is perfect. I don't know why you go fucking around with it. Just leave it how it is. Nobody cares about this new format. Everybody liked the current format. So why are we changing it? For me, it doesn't make sense. It's bizarre. But that's how it goes, I suppose. So, again, so this is how it works. So, all the 32 teams put into pots. The top pot one has the champions of the divisions of leagues. So the domestic champions: Spain, Italy, Germany, France, Portugal, and the Netherlands, with the Champions League and Europa League winners in there as well. Then the other 3 pots are then ranked based on their coefficient ranking in the club coefficient ranking, which is obviously dependent on their history in the tournaments and so on. Clubs that are from the same nation cannot be put in the same pots together. As well as this, each club has got kind of a pair in which they cannot play in the same match week. So, for example, Manchester United and Manchester City, both from Manchester, they cannot play their home matches on. Well, they cannot play their matches on the same day. So that means Manchester City can play on a Tuesday. Man United will have to play on the Wednesday. They can't both play on the Tuesday, can't both play on the Wednesday. So they can't play at the same time, which of course makes sense. It's for safety and stuff with travelling, so that will make sense. So each team will be drawn, and they will automatically, I believe, yes, they will automatically go into the first pot available. So that's for pot A. So they will automatically put. So for pot A, they will individually be put in based on just what group is available, and then pot 2 down, they'll draw a name. They'll then draw a ball saying what pot they can go in. Well, they will go in. So, for example, Man City are the first out. They'll go in pot A. But come pot 2, if Real Madrid are pulled out, Real Madrid doesn't necessarily go into pot A. They could go into pot G, for example. A little bit more complicated. It sounds a little bit more complicated than it is. It'll become a lot easier when they start drawing names out. But we come back over to this screen for the Champions League draw. So in pot 1, we have Manchester City. We have Sevilla. We have Barcelona. We have Napoli. We have Bayern Munich. We have PSG. We have Benfica. And we have Feyenoord, the champions of the Champions League in England. For Manchester City, Sevilla are the Europa League champions, while Barcelona are La Liga champions, Serie A title winners, Serie A champions, Napoli, Bundesliga champions Bayern Munich. Of course, now with a front line containing Mr. Harry Kane. Paris Saint-Germain won the French title. Benfica won Liga NOS, while Feyenoord overthrew the dominance set by Erik ten Hag's Ajax and won the Eredivisie. And here we go. Let's go. Come on. There we go. The draw is starting. Let's be having you then. The first team drawn out and going into Group A. Will be Bayern Munich. So Bayern Munich into Group A. Again, Bayern Munich into Group A as well in pot one because they won the Bundesliga. Sevilla are the first team out of Group B or into Group B. Of course, winners of the Europa League last year, beating Jose Mourinho's Roma side. Next team out of the group, out of Pot A is Napoli, and they'll go into Group C. Serie A champions, of course, with Victor Osimhen striking them to Serie A glory for the first time in years. Group D, and it's SL Benfica. The Portuguese champions are in Group D. In Group E, we will see. Well, will be Feyenoord. No, we're not guaranteed it just yet, are we? Group F is PSG. PSG go into Group F. With Group G being Manchester City. Which of course means in Group H will be Barcelona. Yes, you are right. So yeah, well, I assume Manchester United is linked with City. I don't know that for certain. But I assume Man United is partnered with City, which would mean Manchester United can only go in A, B, C, or D. Give me Benfica. I'm not sure. I assume we can't play Man City. Well, we can't. We have to be in Group A to D, I assume. Arsenal in Group A would be class, yeah. So Group 2, on Pot 2, sorry, we have Real Madrid. Of course, the record holders of the Champions League. We have Manchester United, Inter Milan, Borussia Dortmund, Atletico Madrid, RB Leipzig, Porto, and Arsenal. We're hoping for an Arsenal in Group A. We're hoping for Manchester United in Group D. Yeah. I think so too, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I think so too. However, Arsenal could be anywhere. So Arsenal, we're hoping. I'll tell you what, an Arsenal in Group F. A, F, or H for Arsenal would be unreal. Borussia Dortmund. And are they in Group F then? It is Group F. Borussia Dortmund and Paris Saint-Germain. Arsenal will play Sevilla. The Arsenal are in Group B. Arsenal fans, how are you feeling about that? Surely you got to be happy with being with Sevilla. That's a good draw for them. Atletico Madrid will play Feyenoord. Will join Feyenoord in Group E. The draw is starting to take shape already. Group B, Sevilla, Arsenal, PSG, Borussia Dortmund, and Feyenoord Atletico Madrid. They are some good draws. Come on then. Man United have got Bayern. Man United have got Bayern Munich in Group A. Oh no. Oh no. Manchester United have drawn Bayern Munich. Manchester United have drawn Bayern Munich. Oh no. Oh no. Man United have got Bayern Munich. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. That is so unlucky. How have we got Bayern Munich? Manchester United will face Bayern Munich. At least it will be a good game. As Champions League games go, it'll be a good tie. And RB Leipzig join Manchester City. Of course, Manchester City get an easy draw. Water is wet. Leipzig join Manchester City in Group G. Which means Porto must be Group H. I want to say. With Inter playing Benfica. And Real Madrid Napoli. I think I'm right. Real Madrid. Yeah, Real Madrid must play Napoli, surely. So yeah, Porto have got Barcelona, as I thought they must. And Inter can't play Napoli, so yeah, I'm right. So there is Group D. So there is pot 2 done. So it's, as it stands, it is Bayern Munich and Manchester United making up pots, making up Group A. Group B is Sevilla and Arsenal. Group C, Napoli, Real Madrid. Benfica and Internazionale or Inter Milan make up Group D. Feyenoord and Atletico Madrid make up Group E. Group F, PSG and Borussia Dortmund. Manchester City and RB Leipzig in Group G, with Barcelona and FC Porto in Group H. Real Madrid and Napoli is fun. The only good one is A and C. Napoli, look, I don't know how good Napoli is anymore, really. To be completely honest, how well have they been getting on so far this season? They've got very good teams. They've got a very good team, Napoli. However, obviously they lost their manager, didn't they? He obviously left after they won the league. We would love what's his name, wouldn't we? A Red Star Belgrade. I can't say the Serbian pronunciation. But a Red Star would be great. So, pot 3, we have Shakhtar Donetsk, we have FC Salzburg, we have Milan, we have Braga, we've got PSV, we've got Lazio, we've got Red Bull, we've got Red Star Belgrade, sorry, and we've got Copenhagen. Now, we can kind of already start narrowing down. So, AC Milan will have to be in either Group E to H. They can't go in Group C because you've already got the two Italian sides in Napoli and Inter, and of course Inter and AC Milan both play their games at the same stadium, so they've got to be on different splits of the what's it called. Same with Lazio. So we cannot have Milan or Lazio. We can't have an Italian side. That is confirmed. We cannot have an Italian side. As Shakhtar Donetsk goes into Group H. We can't also have Shakhtar now, which is good. So, we can't have... So there's 3 teams there we can't have. I don't think Salzburg can go in Group G. Because they're both owned by Red Bull. I don't think they can go in there. Well, obviously that means we can get them still. With Benfica and Porto split already, we could get Braga. And obviously we can get Shakhtar. We can't get Shakhtar. PSV. Can we get PSV? We can get PSV. Red Star going to Group G. Red Star Belgrade go to Group G. What a surprise. Manchester City getting an easy group. Imagine my shock. We got Bayern. It was a good run, lads. It was a good run. Look, we can get second in the group. We can get second in the group. Barcelona needed it, didn't they? Last 2 competitions they've been in, they've been knocked out as PSV go into Group B. I tell you what, we've got either Salzburg, Braga, or Copenhagen. That we've done all right in Group C, really, because we can't get the Italian sides. I think PSV were one of the harder teams, really. We haven't got Shakhtar, which I wouldn't want to go to anyway. I will take Copenhagen. If we get Copenhagen, I'll be happy. Salzburg, I don't really want that, but Braga we should beat comfortably, and we can get them. Milan go in with Dortmund. That Group F is looking naughty. AC Milan joins PSG and Borussia Dortmund. That is a naughty group. So again, we can start kind of drawing up conclusions. So we know Group E has to have Lazio. Lazio has to go in Group E because simply Milan and Lazio cannot play Napoli or Inter Milan. They can't play on the same match days. So Milan has to go into Group F. Lazio has to go into Group E. So that leaves Salzburg, Braga and Copenhagen to populate the rest of the three groups. And Benfica and Inter have got Salzburg in Group D. So, Copenhagen or Braga for United. Again, Lazio goes into Group E. We knew that already. Come on. Give us Copenhagen. So the last two teams left are Copenhagen and Braga. Either team could go into Group A and either team could go into Group C. So we are just going to have to wait for it to be drawn. We can't draw any conclusions just yet. Let me just clean up the back end. Copenhagen and Manchester United. That's what we like to see. FC Copenhagen will join Manchester United and Bayern Munich in Group A, which means, of course, Braga joins Napoli and Real Madrid in Group C. So, as it stands, Group A, Bayern Munich, Manchester United and Copenhagen. Group B is Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV. Group C, Napoli, Real Madrid and Braga. Group D, Benfica, Internazionale and Salzburg. Group E, Feyenoord, Atletico Madrid and Lazio. Group F, PSG, Borussia Dortmund and AC Milan. Group G, Manchester City, RB Leipzig and Red Star Belgrade. With Group H being Barcelona, FC Porto and Shakhtar Donetsk. And things are looking good. Things are looking good. So again, Group Pot 4, because of the amount of teams already drawn, we can start making conclusions on who can face who. So, Sevilla. I believe, I don't know about Sociedad. Sociedad might be able to go anywhere. Newcastle, of course, can't go in. Newcastle will be in either E, F, or a H. Because Newcastle and Arsenal will be linked, which means they Newcastle will have to go in E, F, or H. We know where Newcastle will be. We know Union Berlin will be in A, will be in B, C, or D. Union Berlin will have to go in B, C, or D because, of course, Dortmund will be linked with Bayern and Leipzig will be linked with Union Berlin. So those two teams. So it must be Berlin. Union Berlin must be B, C, or D. RC Lens will be linked with PSG. There's only 2 French teams, I believe. Unless I'm being stupid. I'm not. So Lens will have to go in A to D. The rest, I think, is up for grabs. Again, Sociedad, I'm not 100% sure because Spain have 5 teams. They've got the 4 domestic spots they get, which have obviously gone for Barcelona, Madrid, Real Madrid, and Sociedad. While Sevilla obviously took the last one through the Europa League. So they've got 5 spots there. Spain, which means I assume they've gone Group D. So yeah, they could go anywhere, I believe, and they have gone Group D, which helps us a lot, really, when we're trying to work out who is going where. So that means Union Berlin will be in B or C. Union Berlin will be B or C. Which also means Lens will go in the other one. So B and C will either be Newcastle have joined Group F. I tell you what though, the Group of Death this year is certainly Group F. There is no doubt about that. However, as it goes, if it's your first time in the Champions League for so long, tell me that is not a good group. Think of the away days. You're the Geordies going to Paris, going to Dortmund and Milan. 3 giants of the European game. Newcastle fans, I don't know if you'd be happy or you'd be fuming, to be honest. Because it's a great draw when it comes to going places, but an awful group for qualification. Galatasaray joins United, and I think that's about as hard as it could have come. But what we could have get, I think Galatasaray is the hardest. Going to Turkey is never easy, but that's Manchester United's draw done. Manchester United will face Bayern Munich, Copenhagen, and Galatasaray this year in the Champions League. The Galatasaray in Group A with Manchester United, Bayern Munich, and Copenhagen. Not ideal. Group C, Union Berlin goes to Group C. Which, of course, then means Lens must go into Group B. Group G, they get Man City get Young Boys. Imagine my shot. I don't know how much easier it really could have got for City. And can we work it out from now? So, teams that haven't been drawn are Sociedad has, Galatasaray has, Celtic and Antwerp. No, we can't. So again, as we knew already, RC Lens goes into Group B. We knew that already. Nothing new here. So we're now waiting upon where will Celtic and where will Antwerp go. Of course, Arsenal City get easy teams. As it goes, I don't think Arsenal's is that easy. I think, look, realistically, Copenhagen and Galatasaray United should beat quite comfortably. We shouldn't have any issues getting out of our group. I think Arsenal will have more issues, but and as well, what I think actually makes Arsenal a little bit harder than Manchester United really is while Arsenal, you expect Arsenal to have to beat everyone in that list. You also as we do now find out Antwerp will join Barcelona in Group H, which means in Group E we will find Celtic. And that is how the draw will end. So while you expect Arsenal to be able to beat everyone in their group, you look at PSV, they'll also fancy themselves to get something against Sevilla. Lens will probably fancy themselves to try and get something as well. Again, I'm not sure how good Lens are this year, but they'll fancy themselves to get something. Whereas you look at Manchester United and Bayern Munich in our group, apart from when Man United play Bayern Munich and vice versa, both United and Bayern will expect to win every game. Which means it's more of a dogfight for the third place between Copenhagen and Galatasaray, as you expect United to win all their games apart from against Munich, and Munich the same apart from against United. Whereas Arsenal, like I say, you could quite easily find yourself in a situation where you're going into the final game week, and because you've got PSV taking points away from Sevilla, from Arsenal, and Lens somehow beating PSV, and then Arsenal maybe beating Sevilla, but then drawing against Lens, just throwing out random scenarios here, you could find yourself in a situation where, come the final game, you've got teams on 6 points, you've got teams on 7 points, and the last game week, you've got it all to play for still. Whereas with United, with Bayern Munich, with Napoli, with Real Madrid, with imagine Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, you'd think, and probably Lazio as well. With Barcelona, with Man City, and probably Leipzig, they're going to win most of their games, and they're going to quite easily be through come the last game week. Where, as I say, Group F, I think that could go down to the final game of the draw. To see who gets any spots. You imagine PSG will probably win it, but Newcastle, Dortmund, and Milan fighting for that second spot, that Europa League spot as well. That Group F is going to be an incredible group. It's a group you're going to have to keep your eyes on, because that could go literally any way. Again, you expect PSG to win it. There is no guarantees behind it, though. I think that is going to be a really, really fun draw. And as it goes, United it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. I think we've got hard teams, but I don't like going to Turkey to play Galatasaray. I think that hostile atmosphere, it's never an easy place, a place you go thinking you've got your guaranteed points. Whereas going to somewhere like a Young Boys, you expect to get the 3 points there, almost guaranteed. Same with Antwerp. Copenhagen, you expect United to win that game. But it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. For sure. We could have got a Lazio. We got quite lucky with the fact Napoli and Inter were in this half of the group, which meant Lazio and Milan, who were both in groups were both in Group C or 3, sorry, couldn't be drawn against us. So we got somewhat lucky here and there, but generally I think we've got a group we expect to qualify, but it's not going to be as easy as we hoped. Swap Galatasaray from Antwerp, I'll be a lot happier. It's not to be. But look, that is going to be it from me today. That is the official Champions League draws. So to run through it one last time, in Group A, we have the German champions in Bayern Munich. We have Manchester United, FC Copenhagen, and Galatasaray. Galatasaray, of course, winning the Turkish Super League last season. However, they are still in Group A with Bayern Munich, Manchester United, and Copenhagen. Group B is Sevilla, the Europa League champions. Premier League runners-up Arsenal, PSV, and Lens. Group C, we have Napoli, the Italian champions. Real Madrid, Braga, and Union Berlin. Manchester City. Not Manchester City. In Group D, we have Portuguese champions Benfica, Inter Milan, obviously Champions League runners-up. Salzburg and Real Sociedad. Group E, we have the Dutch champions in Feyenoord, Atletico Madrid, Lazio, and Celtic. Group F, we have French champions PSG. We have German runners-up, and we kind of feel very disappointed not to have won the Bundesliga last year, taking it to the final game with it all in their hands to then lose on the final day. Borussia Dortmund, AC Milan, and Newcastle making up Group F. Manchester City, of course, Premier League and Champions League champions. RB Leipzig, Red Star Belgrade, and Young Boys making up Group G with Barcelona, the Spanish champions, Barcelona, FC Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Antwerp making up Group H. If you have all enjoyed this Champions League draw, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. Let me know who is going to win the Champions League. It's probably going to be Man City again. But we can all hope for a Man United wonder run, can't we? Who's going to win each group? I'm going Bayern Munich will win Group A, Arsenal Group B, Real Madrid C, Inter Group D, Madrid Group E, PSG Group F, Man City Group G, Barcelona Group H. And if you want to let me know who is dropping down into the Europa League, I'm going to go Galatasaray, PSV, Union Berlin, Benfica, Feyenoord, Dortmund, Red Star, and Shakhtar. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one in a bit. Peace.